Hi everyone, my name is Bethany. I'm one of these social workers at Langs Community Health Center, and I wanted to do this video about grounding during stress because I know that we've gone through a lot of change and there's still quite a bit of uncertainty in our lives right now. So I wanted to provide a quick strategy for folks to use when they're noticing that they're getting stressed out, whether it's children stressing us out or work-related stresses, financial stresses. It's not going to make everything go away, but this is one way to sort of bring ourselves back into a sense of control, groundedness, stability, so that we can then make decisions using more of our thinking brain as opposed to our really emotional brain. Although both parts are important, they both give us information. So grounding basically means having a felt sense, which is that a body feeling, sensation of being connected to the ground, to our gravity. So it's a little bit paradoxical, a little bit weird, because we want to bring our cognitive thinking brain back on, but in order to do that, we have to also feel into the sensations of our body and notice ourselves in this moment with the stability of the ground or our surroundings. So that is grounding. And I'm going to lead us through a fairly quick way to do that. So let's try this, and I'm going to lead us through both an external orienting and grounding strategy and then into an internal grounding orienting strategy. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a sound one as well, but you can play with it and then figure out which one works for your nervous system. Okay, so let's try it. So let's start with external, and so just take a few breaths and moments to notice your environment around you, the room or the space around you. And I'll do that with you right now. So let's take a few moments to shift from thinking to noticing and being present. So noticing any colors, objects, shapes, sounds, images in your space around you. Also noticing if this is a bit tricky to do. Maybe there's some tension in the shoulders or in the neck, which is very common if we're stressed. And I know it seems funny. This is one way to really, okay, this is the room around me. I'm in my living room. The walls are blue. And then just see if there's a particular object or color or sound that really creates a sense of grounding for you. Maybe it's a picture that brings joy and calm, and just be with that for a few moments. Maybe it's a sound. And noticing we'll probably want to jump into doing mode again quickly, and giving ourselves that time to shift gears a little bit and notice, be present. So that's the external, and I invite you to stay there as long as you like if you have that luxury. But for the sake of time, I'm also going to guide us into the internal landscape. So if it feels comfortable for you, you can shut your eyes at this time, or you can bring your focus, your gaze down to the floor, something that's not going to give you a lot of external stimulation. Excuse me. So I'm going to shut my eyes because that feels better for me, and take a moment now, a few moments maybe, to notice your internal landscape. You may also hear my dog a little bit. And then noticing what that's like for you. Seeing if there's a part of the body or a sensation in the body that feels very grounding. It'll probably be different for everyone. Could be the breath, could be our feet on the floor, could be the sensation of our hands on our laps. Again, noticing if this is difficult to do. Maybe external feels better. We're taking a moment to bring our attention to ourselves so that we can ground and get a sense of how we're doing in this moment. I can stay there for a long time. I enjoy being in my internal landscape. But for the sake of time, again, I'm going to do a quick audio grounding strategy as well. So an auditory strategy. So it's going to look a little funny, but I'm going to do it anyway. And this is something you can do. It's actually, there's some research suggesting that when we activate the vagus nerve, which is back here and runs along, this brings a felt sense, a very body-oriented sense of grounding through the body. So the sound is VOO, V-O-O, VOO, and I'm going to do that, and you do that with the breath. So if you have a respiratory issue, it might be shorter VOOs for you. You might not do this. It might be the other strategies I showed earlier. But this is an option if it feels useful to you, if it feels good for your nervous system. So, okay, I breathe in. Let the air out. And I can feel that through my body, and just sort of like I can feel my body kind of go whew, and rest and melt into the seat that I'm on. So that's a strategy you can use, and it takes a couple of seconds to do that, and let yourself do that even 5 times. And maybe there's a visual, an image that feels really grounding as you're doing that too. So those are a couple of strategies to help you with grounding and orienting to the felt sense when you're feeling stressed out. Be gentle with yourselves right now. This is a time where we're going to feel stressed out, where it makes sense to feel stressed out. But we want to kind of, oscillate between, okay, I need to pay attention to this. This is a bit stressful. That's okay. And then giving yourself that option to then oscillate and orient to something else that feels more grounding and stable and comfortable for you. So it's, very gentle with those ebbs and flows that can feel much more shocking at times. But this is one strategy to help yourself come into that grounded space. So thank you so much. I'm hoping that maybe we can have a few more videos like this to share with you. And be gentle with yourselves. Thank you. Take good care. Bye now.